Many blessings to you, and let's just go right into the meditation. So this is an invitation of a way to let go of the past and really come into the embodiment of what you choose to embody. So close your eyes and get connected to the breath. And imagine either your feet or your tailbone or both growing a taproot into the earth. And we'll use the breath for that. So you take a deep inhale in through the nose, and then as you exhale out through the mouth, just see that taproot growing deeper into Mother Earth. And you do that 3 times. Deep inhale in through the nose. Again, deep inhale in. And you just see that taproot with your breath growing deeper and deeper into the core of Mother Earth, going through whatever layers are separating you from Mother Earth, and then going into the dirt, in through the bedrock, through the layers of crystals and waters, and just finding a deep place into the core of the Mother. And then once you have that rooting, that grounding, that centering, just see a pool opening underneath that taproot, and you're connecting into that pool. We're going to just release any of the negativity, any of the resistance within us, any of the past that we're ready to let go or that we're intending to let go. So we just start with the body. So anything that you're feeling, any pain, any resistance in the body, you just take an inhale into those spaces, one at a time. And then you exhale out through the mouth, and you just see that darkness, that resistance moving through that taproot into the pool in the earth. And if you need to, you can focus on that same part in the body, or you can continue on to another. You just inhale into that space. And then you exhale, you release any of that tension, any of that resistance into the earth. You continue inhaling and exhaling. And just continue through different parts of the body. We'll have a few moments of silence here for you to continue to breathe into any resistance in the body. And then you continue with either the body or any resistance or chatter in the mind, anything that's keeping you from being fully present here. You just breathe into that chatter, that noise between the ears, and then you exhale, you release that into Mother Earth, into that pool that's connected to your cord. Any anxiousness from your day, you're just inhaling into that and letting that go. And since this is specifically addressing the entire year of 2012, but you can use this for anything else, anything that you're just ready to put to rest from this past year, you just kind of reflect back, you recapitulate back through December, anything that is holding, that you've been holding on to, any relationships, any negativity, any fights or challenges that you'd like to let go of, what your contribution was to those challenges. You just see those moments, reflect on one moment for a second in December, and you just take an inhale into that moment that you'd like to let go of. And then you exhale, you release that into the pool in the earth. Now this also can continue, inhaling in, and then you exhale out. And then going back to November, anything that may have been in that time frame. It may be a high point or a low point, but it's something that you're ready to put to rest. A friendship, a relationship, a way that you were being in that time, or just even the holding on to, or holding on to that time. You just inhale into that space. And then you exhale, you let it go. And just tracking back to the time in October. Any attachments that you may have had in this month, or any time through the year. Any attachments that you're still clinging on to, that's time to let go, that's keeping you from moving forward. You just take an inhale into that moment, and then you exhale, you let it go. Breathing into that moment, and letting it release through that taproot into that pool in the earth. And then you're going back to September or another time in 2012. And anything that just comes up in the mind's eye that is time to go, or that you're resisting letting go or putting to rest, that you know it's time. You just breathe into that. And then you exhale, you let that go. You breathe into that. And you exhale and you let that go. Now you can continue with this by just placing a pause and continuing with going through all of the months or anything else that's coming up that you'd like to put to rest at this point. And you just continue to breathe into those spaces on an inhale. And anything that you're interested in letting go before you continue into what you'd like to create, you just inhale into it and you release that into the pool in the earth. And then as we continue, whatever we've released into the earth, we'd like to ask Mother Earth for her permission to keep this here, for her to shift this and mulch this and turn this into golden light. So you keep your roots connected to Mother Earth, but you just release your connection to this pool and you see that fully sealed. And with her, Mother Earth's, Mother Gaia's assistance, you just see all of that we've released turning to golden light, turning to the beauty that you are, that we all are. Shifting that into golden light. The roots remain so we can stay grounded and rooted and connected to Mother Earth, but now we're going to continue to grow into our intentions into 2013. Or wherever your intentions are at any time. So now just see as you breathe into yourself, breathe into those roots, breathe into Mother Earth. You're just breathing in nutrients, vitamins, minerals from Mother Earth. And it's just like you're breathing in that sustenance, that vibrations, that beauty that Mother Earth offers. And as you take in with each breath, just see yourself as a seedling just starting to open and spring open from the earth. And that seedling is just starting to grow with each breath. With the connection to Source, you're growing towards the light. That seedling is springing open, and you are now seeing that move from a seed into something growing, a plant, a tree. And you're seeing it grow from a seedling into starting to grow a little bit stronger green stalk. And as you continue to breathe and open up to those nutrients in Mother Earth, just see that stalk now growing and expanding into a small sapling. And that sapling starting to expand into its first branches. And just see 4 branches opening up. And even the beginning of those branches opening up into leaves. So this sapling is going to become your tree of life, the tree that is part of you, that is your guide into higher levels of awareness. And this tree, this sapling right now, has 4 branches that we're going to focus on. So you just focus on that first branch, whichever one you choose, and you connect a meaning to this branch, something in your spiritual life that you'd like to expand into, one trait, one intention, one purpose. And when you hear that word or that intention or that purpose, or you see what that looks like, just connect that to this first branch. And you're feeling the connection and the minerals and vitamins and vibrancy from Mother Earth, and your soul's intention feeding that spiritual purpose. And you just, with each breath, you're just feeding that spiritual intention, giving it life force, giving it vibrancy, beauty, joy. So each breath you're infusing those intentions of beauty, of joy, of purpose, of expansion going through that branch. And with each breath you see that branch growing and opening, more leaves opening and expanding. Take a few breaths just feeding this branch, this spiritual intention. If you'd like to feed this more, you can pause, or we can continue together. So that branch is growing towards the light. It's naturally opening to the light. And as you just continue to return to this branch of your tree of life, you'll see the entire tree and that branch growing as you continue to feed it with the vitamins and minerals of Mother Earth and your mind's eye intention and the actions that you take towards it through this continuation through 2013 and onward. And now let's focus on a second branch, the second of the 4 branches that we're focusing on. And let's focus on a career point, something in your career or creating, something you'd like to manifest and create in 2013 and beyond. Just see that sapling, this branch of the sapling starting to grow out with your breath. And just open for a moment. What is your purpose? What is your intention for something that you'd like to manifest, create in your career arena or your creating arena, your creativity, depending on where you are in your life? And keep it simple, so it's a simple avenue that you can connect a word, a vision to this branch, and it has a deeper meaning, but it's very simple to call on. Keep it a little bit more general, so rather than it being a number, figure, and all these perfect things to happen in the job or the career, open a little wider. What are the feelings that you feel as you expand into this space of opening in your career or your creativity? And then whatever that vision is, connect that vision or that symbol or whatever that is, that feeling, that vibration to this branch. And then with each breath, you're just feeding that branch, feeding those feelings that expand you into this place, this embodiment. So the more that you feel and imbibe those feelings, that is in the wholeness, the completion, the expansiveness of this creation, your branch is growing. With each breath, with each joy and smile that it feeds this intention, that branch grows a little closer and expands a little closer to the light, to the embodiment of this intention. Feel those roots in the earth continuing to feed and support this branch as well. Feel the warmth of the sunlight shining on these branches and the leaves opening and expanding as you continue to breathe and feed this branch, this intention. And you can pause if you'd need to feed this a little bit more as of now. This intention will continue to grow as you grow with it. And now those two branches, the one for your spiritual growth, the one for your career and creativity, are continuing to be fed with Father Sun, with Mother Earth. But we're going to continue to now feed into another one. So now we're expanding into relationships. So that third branch is relationship. See that branch of this sapling in the tree growing a little bit as you breathe into it, and glean the nutrients from Father Sun, from Mother Earth, from your inner essence. What is your intention for relationship? It can be your divine partner creating that relationship, or really developing and cultivating, expanding, deepening the relationship that you're already in. Or if it's not with a divine partner, with a friendship or a family member, or your son or daughter, mother or father. Choose a relationship that you'd like to really cultivate and deepen and expand and create more juiciness and joy with. Focus in on that person, and if you don't know that person yet, focus in on the feelings that you choose to embody and feel as you deepen into this relationship. The places of joy, the places of safety, creativity, expansiveness, maybe passion, love. Feel into those spaces. And know that you already are these traits, these qualities. And so just breathe into those traits and qualities and invite them to really express themselves right here and right now. And if it's with a person that you already know or see, then create and open to the circumstance where all of these feelings naturally imbibe. You're laying by the fire or sitting at the beach at sunset, and everything is so joyful and peaceful and connected. You're connected to self, and you're connected to this person. Nobody wanting something from the other, but you're just naturally just vibrating, communing together, holding space for each other. Trusting into the space, breathing into self, breathing into this vision. See your branch growing and expanding slowly. This is not something to get to overnight. It's something to continue to return to and cultivate. As they say, Rome was not built in a day. Our tree of life is not built in a day. Our sacredness, our joyfulness, our expansiveness is not built in a day. It takes time. We return to it moment to moment and keep reinforcing what we choose. So see that branch growing gradually, but being fed with nutrients from the earth and from the sky, from the birds, from your soul's intention, from your one-pointed focus right now. If you need more time to feed that right now, feel free to pause. And as we continue, we're going to traverse from that third branch into the fourth. This fourth branch is something specifically for you, your heart's intention, something you'd like to cultivate inside or out. Whatever that space is, open to it. What's the thing that comes first? Rather than it being logical, what's the soul's intent, the heart's intent? Something you haven't already addressed. Choose that. What's your umbrella intention for this space? How do you choose? What are the qualities that you embody for this intention? How does it look? How does it feel? Sit into this space and feel it. Feel it from within and feel those qualities that just naturally come forth with whatever you're choosing to embody, that you're choosing to manifest in this next year. It's an urgency without anticipation, without discomfort, or anxiousness. It's just a natural feeling of joy, trust, peace, that it's coming, that it is, that it's naturally unfolding in its divine perfection, beyond time and space. So you take the breaths in. As you exhale, it's just giving more life force, more stability, more knowing into this. You breathe into this intention and you exhale. You expand that intention. You expand and you root into those sensations, those feelings that really bring this fruitfulness. And if you feel an obstacle come on, then you breathe into that. You embody and embrace that obstacle. Rather than try to butt into it. We're a sapling growing into that deep-rooted and expansive oak tree or redwood. Or whatever a tree of life looks like. So when the obstacles come up, just like a branch will naturally do, it just grows around those obstacles or through those obstacles, but it does it slowly. It acknowledges them, embraces them. So any obstacles that come up, you just breathe into them and see the breath, the intention, our one-pointed focus, and the support of all that is, opening to the possibility of growing beyond that obstacle, either through, around, up, or down. And with each breath, we just continue to feed that intention, that branch. That is your heart's intent, just continues to just open a little by little. And you see your whole tree of life growing, expanding its roots deeper, and slowly growing to the light. And if you take a phoenix eye view flying from high above, you see where you're growing towards. But you already noticed that the scale or the skeleton, the energetic skeleton is already there for you to grow to. You have already arrived there. The foundation is set. Now all you've got to do is return to this intention. Keep feeding this intention. This visualization, this meditation is one way to do that. You just continue to return to this. And you ask the branches and the roots and Mother Earth and Father Sun and you, your inner soul, your inner heart, what do I need? How do I choose to move forward that will best support these branches growing to my heart's intent, my spiritual intent, my relationship, my embodiment of that harmonious relationship? My career, my creativity. As an obstacle comes up or a resistance comes up, ask the branch, ask Mother Earth, ask yourself from this space, what is it that I need to to open to breathe into, to expand to do, either internally or externally, to transform this obstacle into fertilizer supporting me in my expansion into this intention. So if you see an obstacle in any one of these four arenas, just focus on one and ask the branch, ask the earth, ask the sun, ask your soul essence. What is it that I need? How can I support myself or ask for support from another to assist me in transforming, transmuting this obstacle? It's not to get rid of the obstacle. How can I learn my lesson from what this is presenting so I can continue on my journey? And when I get the answer for this, or if I don't, then I just ask the question again. And then when I do get the answer, then I start to feed that. It doesn't even have to make sense. It's even quite wonderful if it doesn't make sense, because it may be something that we need to grow into. And breathe into that, or ask for that support. If it's something you don't have no idea how that support will come in, then just take a moment here and lay a prayer. Dear Spirit, God, Source, Father, Son, or Mother Earth, I have no idea how this essence, this support will come in to transform this obstacle, but I'm inviting the possibility to come forth now in support of me and all beings that are involved with this manifestation of my intention and the transmutation of this obstacle. And so it is. So you take 3 more breaths into those roots into the earth, just acknowledging the power of those roots, the power of your grounding, the power of Mother Earth. And then you do the same into all 4 of those branches and the trunk that's growing and expanding higher and wider. Ever so gently, ever so slowly. A tree grows just a few inches a year at times. So you're breathing into those spaces, acknowledging them, celebrating what is already created. We're just growing into what we've chosen. This tree is yours. It's growing and expanding as you continue to return to this tree, return to the intentions, return to the essence of you. And you just take these moments to feed it a little bit each morning or each night. Start with just an intention of feeding this tree that is you, your tree of life, for the next 25 days. Just do a few moments each day. You already have the vision of how this tree is growing and these intentions. Just take a few moments with each intention. Take a few moments with Mother Earth. Take a few moments of just simply being present with the breath. Opening to the sun. Opening to the outer light and the inner light within you. Just taking a moment with each one of these intentions for the next 25 days. And then if that continues where you feel inspired, you just continue with this visualization, with this intention to continue to grow your tree of life deeper down into the earth and expanding wider and higher, ever so gently, naturally. And you notice where the obstacles come and you just breathe into them. You notice where the ease comes and the grace and you breathe into that. So as you return, you just return into the body, into the breath, into you. And you use this meditation to guide you just more and more into your center, more and more into your deepest intentions and your desires for creation. Aligning those desires for the highest good for you and for all involved. Just take a deep inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it go. Slowly feel the body tingling, opening, expanding, and you're returning back to yourself, returning back from that tree. Even though that tree is still part of you, you're returning back to this three-dimensional plane and bringing those intentions into your life, into the world. Many blessings to you. Namaste.